Just couldn't help ourselves. This is the awesome new Arrma Italian. As you can see, super low slung, flat, but very similar DNA to this guy. So this is the Arrma Kraton and the Italian on top. As you can see, very similar cars, same power system, same servo, same drive system, a little bit different cosmetics. This guy has some bigger tyres, some like different internal mud guards, different rear wing, and obviously a much higher stance. But this guy here is very low slung. It looks kind of just for speed. This one has a top speed of 70 miles an hour, where this cool cat can go 60 miles an hour with the included high speed pinion gear that you get with them. So yeah, I was going to do a bashing video for this guy first, but the weather here in Sydney has been crap, so it's just been raining non-stop. So I thought, while it's been raining, let's unbox this guy, get the unboxings out of the way, and then we can do a speed test on both of these guys and a bash, or maybe bash and speed test them both on the same day. Let me know what you guys wanted to see in the description. But yeah, this looks awesome. From Crazy Hobbies, where that guy's from as well. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go check it out. Super cool, cheap, best bang for buck car. I've said it before, best bang for buck manufacturer in my opinion, considering the quality you get, the good warranty as well, and the part support here in Sydney, in Australia, is decent as well. So enough of that. Let's unbox it. Alrighty guys, now this is pretty much identical to the Kraton internally and all that kind of stuff. It has a higher top speed of, the Kraton has a 60 mile an hour top speed, this guy has a 70 mile an hour top speed, and you can tell it's just more of a low slung type of car. The Kraton, it looks more kind of like higher, more monster trucky. This is very low slung. I guess a lot of people will be probably using this for more track orientated or just kind of speed runs, because it is a little bit quicker. It is awesome though. I do like the look of this a little bit more, but yeah, both are great cars. You can also make the Kraton look very similar to this as well if you slam it, because it does have droop screws, so you can lower it. So with the later V3 stuff, it also does have the 4mm shock shafts, the new shock cap protectors, the new secure battery mounting system, waterproof receiver box, obviously the combo for the ESC and the brushless motor, and also the 15 kilo waterproof servo. Everything else looks the same, but enough of that, because I've already done another unboxing of the Kraton. I don't want to bore you guys too much. I was going to take out the Kraton to do a good video, like a speed run as well, but it's raining here really badly currently in Sydney, so it is what it is. But I will definitely be having the running videos soon. Might as well show what's in the box before we get, you know, too in-depth. Awesome stuff. Let's get the boring stuff out of the way, like always. Now you would have seen like the Kraton video, or if you haven't seen that one, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Here we get some more, they look like body posts, different positions if you want to raise or lower the body, I'm not too sure exactly. The same beefy ass four-way wrench. There is your smaller one, larger, and also you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different size Allen keys as well. Spare XC90 connectors, and a little chart here that gives you the performance. So 6S LiPo ready, 4S to 6S LiPos are required, gives you the minimum, you want minimum 35C rating. And with the standard gearing, gets you up to 50 miles an hour. With the additional speed gearing, which is included on smooth surfaces, it says 60 or 70 miles an hour, which is pretty damn quick. Massively thick manual here, but it's for the Typhoon, Italian, Kraton, Centered and Outcast. I went through this before. These instruction manuals are really good, especially if you're a newbie and just if you want to rebuild stuff. It gives you everything that you need, how to rebuild a shock, where everything goes, exploded diagrams. Yeah, can't go wrong with these. This will be your tactic radio. Nothing bad to say about these. 4 AA batteries is all that's required. The range is good. They feel nice little foam grip around the steering wheel here, and you have steering trim, throttle trim, and your steering durates as well. Get the car out. There we go. Fucking with gas. Get out of there. Alright. When you see like this, it looks awesome because it's really squat, nice and low. I guess it's meant for speed runs. That's why it's also got that increase 10 miles an hour over the 60 mile an hour that the Kraton can do. Same style body mounts. What I'll do, I'll get the Kraton out as well after we can compare it. But there we go. Nice, really low slung body. It's only Lexan, but yeah, I love their motto. don't just bash, blast, which we certainly do. Now when you look at it from this view, you would not notice that it's a Italian, only if you're looking at the wheels, because it does look very similar. We'll first go through a little bit at a time. We have the BLX 2050 kV brushless motor. More than enough power, especially when you put these on 6S. They are a great all-round package, along with the waterproof BLX 185 ESC. Now I think these guys are a rebranded Hyperwing ESC, and they can be programmed. That's what I've heard. So I wouldn't mind testing that out for myself later on. Through the centre, you've got massively thick steel drive shafts. They are dog bones on either end. Here we have our ADS 15mm waterproof steering servo. That's 15 kilos. I guess it's adequate, does the job, but generally with RTR kits, the things that people change over, and I always say this, are the wheels and tyres. Although these look awesome, they are the Katar, I think it is, D-boots. Haven't had much experience with these. We'll get it out and we'll test them on the track. But yeah, so they change out the wheels and also the servo, because a ready-to-run kit, that's generally the parts that manufacturers skimp on a little bit. Same with the Kraton. It does have really nice wire management, because I guess everything should be the same. Everything keeps everything away from the drive shaft, where you don't want things spinning up and ripping your nice ESC wires and battery wires and all that kind of stuff. Now at the front you have a nice aluminium mount, and it's also a nice support to keep everything together for your steering mechanism left and right. Here's your waterproof receiver box. Up to it, next to it, you have your battery mounting system. It uses two straps. You can either put two 2S or two 3S to give you a maximum of 4S or 6S power. And what's good that Arrma includes is a dead plug. So if you want to run one battery, you just use that. If you want to run two, there you go. It's as simple as that. Nice little touch here where you put your balance wire in there to keep it rattling around when you're using it. That's a nice touch. Saves you getting caught up and ripped up into that drive shaft there. Now I've had a lot of people ask, is this a weak point in the chassis? It might look weak, but I haven't seen many instances, unless you're bashing it mega hard or jumping it off stupidly high buildings, that this might break. This brace here, which is plastic, does help with the rigidity, and what does make I guess the biggest difference is how these rolled edges up at the top. That makes a massive difference to the integrity and strength of this whole piece. There were on the bottom here, you see a nice aluminium chassis, all countersunk screws, obviously no issues there, and the screws that they use aren't too bad. Not the softest but not the hardest, but they'll get you out of the bind. They're still good for an RTR kit, and they all are Allen heads or hex heads, I think, no matter what you want to call it. But no more Phillips heads around here. Got a nice little design touch. It keeps that little bulge there. That's, if I can see this way, that's where the main gear will be running. So you can see how much, not much clearance they have running in there either. Now, while we're at the back, you can see it does have front and rear sway bars, thick ass drive shafts, dog bones on either end at the back. Now adjustability, we have two holes at the top and it's one at the bottom, so that stays, so you can adjust your ride height. It also does have droop screws just in there. If you want to know what a droop screw is, you can tighten that down, and that can raise and lower your wishbone at a permanent setting. Now you can only adjust the camber, negative and positive here at the rear. You can also, that's where the different body mounts are going. You can change that to raise or lower the height of the Lexan shell. At the front here we do have two holes at the top to position, change the position if you want. Obviously your sway bar. Your drive shafts are the front CVDs here, and traditional dog bone to the centre, but that's a normal caper there. You do have pillow ball suspension, as you can see, and I just noticed there's a bit of aluminium in there to, I guess, for rigidity. That's part of the turn. What's the exact terminology there? The steering hub. Adjustability at the front, you can adjust your camber and also your toe in and toe out here, because you can change that turnbuckle there as well. Now apart from that, there's not much else to see for this car. What I'll do now, let me get the Kraton out and I can show you some quick differences here, and we'll go over the car and see what you think. Sweet, what a cool predicament to be in. Kraken, Italian, basically the same truck. They look a bit different. You can tell one thing that's one of the major differences, how big the tyres are on the Kraken, and that's what gives its stance. But with the Italian here, it has the droop screws as well, which this one does as well, but also with the droop screws, you can kind of leave it like that and it pulls the car down and gives it that kind of lower position, which you can do if you want to run it in that particular truck. You can change these tyres over to here, vice versa, and it'll basically be a very similar truck, just with a different style body. But the body, you can see how much So it's not as long. But you can still use it because I think it still does use the same shock mounting, or sorry, the body positioning, which is cool. So if you want to use that, you can. Let's take off this body. And we'll just go some of the differences. I know some of you guys have asked to see the differences between them. So, slight differences. When you see them next to each other, they look a little bit different. You notice that one of the main differences here has this big integral part in the centre, which helps prevent it in a rollover or a big crash. Helps prevent crashing or breaking a lot of the Lexan as well, but also prevents any major damage up in this internal section of the car here. Now when you look at everything else, the drivetrain, it looks very similar. This whole section is exactly the same. You notice though, the 15 kilo servo all being the same, it's mounted in a different position. Now when you look into the front, you can tell the difference right away with the Kraton. It does have these extra mud guards here on the side, because I guess you'd be bashing this one in the mud more. Well, that's what Arrma's thinking anyway. The shock towers are much different. You can see it's much more substantial, much higher on the Kraton than it is on the Talion. That's why it gives it that much low slung appearance, because everything is just sitting lower. You can see the angle of the shocks as well, and just also how far these are sitting out, and also kind of like that. Also does have droop screws, they both do. Everything else, the drive shafts and drivetrain looks identical. The Kraton has a bit more of a basher style bumper, where this one here you can see it's kind of lower, or it's recessed in a little bit more, just like that. When you look at them on the side here, you can see the big difference as well. Even without the body, it just looks so flat. The Talion, I guess, doesn't help when the Kraton has that huge ass wing, the larger tyres, massive everywhere, huge difference. But just wanted to show you anyway. A lot of you guys want to know what the difference is, and the chassis definitely, they look the same, and the wishbones and the front and top and lower A-arms and all that kind of stuff looks identical. Now lastly, look at the back of the cars. This will give you a good indication of how high they actually sit. So there we go there. You can just see the suspension is much more on an angle, and that's kind of pretty much flat. The rear wings are different on the Kraken, and the Talion is just kind of a flat. This one has a more of a kind of Batman shape, as you can see, and also like the front, this one has a more aggressive rear shock tower. But pretty cool. Tyres as well, much thinner and much lower profile on the Italian here. But everything else seems pretty identical. I'm not too sure. I'm sure the actual chassis is the same. But that's about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you prefer? What is your favourite style of car? Because in my opinion, I love both. I love bashing and I love speed runs as well. So I guess this is the best of both worlds. Being Arrma, they are great. Best bang for buck. I said this before, can't beat the bang for buck that you get with Arrma cars, considering against Traxxas and HPI on that nature. Good warranty on these as well, and the parts are easy to get, or especially here where these ones are from. They're both from Crazy Hobbies. Link it in the description when you go check them out. But guys, I think I'll wrap it up. Don't want to bore you too much with just unboxings. Next video, promise we'll get these guys out and give them a good test, or maybe hoping to do the video all in one, or if we don't have time, I'll do the speed test and bashing on each different car. So thanks guys, let me know what you guys think in the description. Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. If you liked the video, give it a good old thumbs up, and also subscribe if you haven't. Click that little bell button so you get notified of all the good stuff. And there'll be a lot more good stuff coming to you very shortly. So thanks. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Steve here again. Let me know what you think of these guys, and yeah, catch you around.